Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Philadelphia, this is CBS 3 Eyewitness News this morning.
One person is dead after a shooting on Roosevelt Boulevard. Coming up, what officers are saying about the moments leading to the gunfire. Plus, the campaign trail passes through Philadelphia today as Joe Biden holds a rally in Center City. Straight ahead, what you need to know to avoid getting stuck in gridlock traffic if you're trying to travel nearby. And after several weeks straight, I say straight, of rainy weekend forecasts, things are finally improving. This is a live look at Center City, Philadelphia from our studios in Spring Garden this morning. Coming up, we will have more on the taste of summer that is on the way. I cannot wait. Today is Saturday, May 18th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Carabeo. Let's start you off with that forecast. Here's meteorologist Chelsea Ingram with Eyewitness Weather. Good Saturday morning, Chelsea.
Good morning.
The day we've all been waiting for.
I know.
It looks great.
And you brought your sunny personality with you this morning. I know. I tried too. And we've got the sunshine today. So just see how Jan and I are smiling and acting. That is your cue for what the weather will bring us. And it looks pretty good. Take a look at Center City right now. We got blue skies. All is quiet. Tons of sunshine out there. The sun already glistening off the glass windows of those skyscrapers. Looking at storm scan, all is quiet, so that's going to be the case for pretty much of the day. It'll be a little bit of a different story though as we head into Sunday. Temps right now are in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, so quite a range from the Poconos, the higher elevations. So expected there, temperatures are chillier, upper 40s, but it's 63 right along I-95 at Philadelphia International Airport, and then down the shore we're looking at upper 50s in Atlantic City, and then we have 63 degrees currently in Wildwood. Our winds are coming in more out of the north. They will be shifting out of the south, and that means much warmer temperatures as we head into Sunday. But for today, you can look for highs making it into the upper 70s. Storm chances return to the forecast heading into the second half of the weekend. We'll talk about when the best chance is for those storms coming up in just a few minutes. Jan, over to you.
All right, Chelsea, we'll get back to you. Thank you. 6:02 now, and new this morning, Philadelphia police are investigating if an accident on Roosevelt Boulevard led to a deadly shooting. Investigators say the accident involving an SUV and a motorbike happened on the boulevard near Adams Avenue around midnight. Police say the driver got out of his SUV to check for damage when apparently someone shot him. He was pronounced dead at Einstein Hospital a short time later. Philadelphia police are also investigating another overnight shooting, this one in Kensington. Early this morning, officers rushed to the 2000 block of Orland Street and found a man shot several times here. He's now undergoing treatment at Temple University Hospital. There is no word yet on a suspect or what led to this shooting. The verdict is guilty for an 18-year-old who killed two teens in South Philadelphia. A jury has convicted Brandon Oliveri on all counts in their murders. As Eyewitness News reporter Matt Petrillo tells us, Oliveri now faces decades in prison.
He's innocent.
Family of now convicted double murderer Brandon Oliveri left the criminal justice center in disbelief.
What do you mean he's innocent? A jury of 12 of his peers convicted him.
He's innocent.
But prosecutors say Oliveri is a murderer who went looking for trouble one day after school. Police say the then 16-year-old went to 12th and Rittner Streets in South Philly 2 years ago when Oliveri first opened fire on Sal DiNubili, killing him. The gun was then fired at Khalil Miller. Miller and DiNubili were also just 16 years old.
It's not joy. It's pain. We relive every day this tragedy over and over.
The father of Sal DiNubili hopes his son's killer spends his life in jail.
I never want him to see the light of day, ever.
Now DiNubili's family has a mission.
We're setting up a memorial fund for him to help these juveniles that maybe if they had the proper guidance, things like this would not happen.
And Brandon Oliveri is expected to get sentenced in July. He'll face a minimum of 35 years in prison. In Center City, Matt Petrillo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Philadelphia will be front and center in campaign 2020 today when Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden holds a rally this afternoon. The former vice president will speak in front of supporters at Aikens Oval at 1 p.m. today. polls show Biden is the frontrunner for the Democratic presidential nomination. The Biden rally will close a number of roads starting at 9 this morning until 4 this afternoon. There are also parking restrictions from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m. And for help getting around town today, just go to cbsphilly.com. Well, it's a team effort to fight autism. The Eagles Autism Challenge includes a 5K run and a bike ride. Eyewitness News reporter Crystal Cranmore is live at the link for us this morning, where it all begins later today. Crystal, good morning.
Good morning, Jen. Well, the sun is now coming up, and while so many people at home are sleeping in, thousands of people are expected to hit the pavement here at the Lincoln Financial Field for the Eagles Autism Challenge. Now, let's go ahead and look at some video from last year. This tremendous effort started in 2018. It includes a 50-mile bike ride, which starts in less than an hour at 7 o'clock this morning, a 30-mile and 15-mile bike ride, as well as a 5K run and walk. Now, new this year, there's a sensory walk, so there's something here for everyone. Now, last year they raised $2.5 million. Eagles chairman and CEO Jeff Lurie addressed a crowd on Friday. Here's what he had to say.
It is important to me and to the Philadelphia Eagles that we take our responsibility to the autism community very seriously. The Eagles Autism Challenge has become more than just a day. It is who we are.
Now, this year so far, they've raised more than $3 million, so they're already above what they made last year. So clearly the support is growing for this autism awareness. That's the very latest. Outside the link, Crystal Cranmore, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Crystal, thank you so much. Still to come right here on CBS 3 Eyewitness News this Saturday morning. People in the Midwest are bracing themselves today for another round of severe weather. That's after several tornadoes touched down, damaging homes and flipping trucks. Coming up, we'll take a look at some of the damage left behind. Plus, after the devastating fire at Notre Dame Cathedral, many are asking what's being done to protect Philly's old landmarks. Coming up, we'll tell you about the safety measures at several of those places. We'll be right back. Back now on Eyewitness News, the Trump administration is keeping its attention on immigration as it tries to deal with immigrants caught at the border as well as immigrants already in the U.S. Correspondent Natalie Brand has more from the White House.
A plane full of undocumented immigrants landed in San Diego as the Department of Homeland Security has started shipping migrants from the U.S.-Mexico border in Texas to cities across the country.
It's going to ultimately be something I'm going to have to talk with the president about, and I don't think that this should happen in Florida.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, an ally of President Trump, says he's against a DHS plan to send 2 plane loads of migrants each week, up to 1,000 people a month, to Palm Beach and Broward counties.
If you believe what was leaked and reported, the plan would be to simply put migrants out on the street, basically, which would tax the resources.
The president tweeted about border security Friday morning, warning undocumented immigrants not to make themselves too comfortable, saying they'll be leaving soon. The conservative Daily Caller reports the administration is considering invoking a little-known law called the Insurrection Act to use the military to remove undocumented immigrants from the country. Meanwhile, the New York Times reports since March, the IRS has sent letters to 570,000 businesses notifying them that some of their employees' names do not match their Social Security numbers.
The question has come up whether the Social Security Administration is sharing information with DHS. That's a question that they have refused to answer, and it's not my place to answer it, but we have to see what they do moving forward.
The letters do not threaten employers with enforcement action or penalties. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
The Trump administration is lifting tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from Canada and Mexico. President Trump imposed the tariffs in March of last year. They amounted to 25% on steel and 10% on aluminum. Lifting the tariffs could pave the way for Congress to sign off on the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement, which would replace NAFTA. Meantime, Stormy Daniels has reached a settlement with her former attorney and President Trump's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen. Last year, the adult film actress filed a lawsuit accusing both men of working together to protect the president when they brokered her non-disclosure agreement. The deal gave her $130,000, but would not let her speak about an alleged sexual relationship with Trump. The president has denied there was a sexual encounter. Well, much of the country is bracing for severe weather this weekend, and last night nature went out of control in parts of the Midwest. Correspondent Kenneth Craig shows us the destruction.
Tornadoes touched down in several states late Friday, including Kansas, Nebraska, and Oklahoma, kicking off a weekend of extreme weather. In Mineola, Kansas, a tornado reportedly overturned this semi-truck with the driver inside.
Help is here. They're going to get him out. He's fine. Seatbelt saved him.
Near Bloom, Kansas, there was significant damage. This mobile home was destroyed. In the aftermath, the tornado funnel could still be seen in the sky above. At least one tornado hit in Oklahoma, as captured in this video. The National Weather Service tweeted warnings of possible tornadoes into the weekend. More than 40 million Americans from Texas to the Great Lakes are bracing for tornadoes, hail, and damaging winds. Kenneth Craig for CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, stunning video out there,
yes,
Chelsea.
Indeed.
But we have nothing but sunshine on tap today.
That's right,
that.
I like to brag about that. You know what I mean? It's just so exciting. We love this type of weather. I feel like people like me a lot more when there's this type of weather. So this is the type of weather where I like to go and be seen out in public, because then I think people are like, oh, hey, there's the girl we really like when she talks about the sunshine and nice temperatures. All right. So we have a lot of weather watchers that are checking in this morning with temperatures that are in the 50s and 60s. I've seen some really cool pictures coming in as usual. Here's one from Lynn Springer Kennel. Check out this, or Kennel. Lynn Springer Kennel. Make sure I pronounce that right. Check out this view of the sunrise. I love when you get these like little cotton candy clouds. That's what I call them, when you have the reflection and the light kind of bouncing back at us with the view of that pink. That is just so stunning. And then another beautiful sunrise. This one sent in from our weather watcher, Ed. And Ed is from Chesterfield, not a cloud in the sky in this picture. And I love you got the trees in the foreground, the beautiful sky in the background. All right, let's take you to some temperatures now across the region. We have numbers anywhere from the 40s to the 50s to the 60s, all depending on where you live. 47 degrees right now in the Poconos, right around 57 in Allentown. We're at 63 in Philly, 62 in Wilmington, 62 in Dover. Gotta represent Delaware because we do have Miss Delaware live in studio this morning. You'll get to meet her very soon. 64 in Wildwood. It's right around 58 degrees in Atlantic City. All right, zooming you in as we always like to do. 58 in Cherry Hill. We have 55 Willow Grove, 55 degrees in Quakertown this morning. Our wind direction coming out of the north and northwest. During this time of the year, we kind of like when that happens. It brings in some drier weather for us, some very comfortable dew point air. Unfortunately, as winds do shift more out of the south, if you're not one for humidity, well, it's going to turn more humid heading into Sunday, and especially as we make our way into Monday. So right now it's feeling really, really good, but we're going to see those dew points creeping on up more into the mid 60, upper 60 range, where it will feel kind of steamy. And this is the time frame where we got to start to adjust to those warmer temperatures and more humid days, because you know that's what's coming. We live in the Delaware Valley after all. Heading into the summer, that's what we'll be dealing with quite a bit. Looking at storm scan, high pressure's in control, so that's inhibiting a lot of cloud formation. That's going to provide us with a ton of sunshine throughout the day, possibly some late day clouds, but otherwise a really gorgeous, stunning Saturday in store. So high pressure in control is going to shift more offshore heading into Sunday. That'll shift our winds as it turns clockwise, shifts our winds out of the south. We start to pull in some much warmer air. So Sunday we're looking at highs in the 80s. A warm front passes through, and that's going to spark some showers and storms. I think most of these will end up occurring later on in the day. So looking at future weather, I've kind of stopped it here around 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. That's when I expect us to see some of those showers and storms scattered about the region. They'll continue and then kind of wane until about midnight before quieting down. Here's a look at your forecast for the day today. 78 degrees. That is some spring perfection if I've ever seen it. Winds out of the north at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. In the Poconos today, if you're venturing up there, perhaps for a hike, a late day showers possible, highs in the 60s. And then as we head into Sunday, better chance for a few scattered showers. You can look for high temperature right around 76 degrees. And we all indeed are suffering from those allergies. And it's unfortunately because of this, a lot of those trees, grass, mold, they're all in the high category, even weeds in the moderate category. So that's what we're dealing with. It's this time of year, but maybe a couple of those showers and storms heading into Sunday will help to bring these levels down just a little bit as we start out the work week. Looking at your Eyewitness weather 7-day forecast, so it does feel very summer-like heading into Sunday. 84 degrees, even warmer, believe it or not, by Monday with a high of 86. Then sunshine and cooler weather, more comfortable weather as well. As we make our way into Tuesday, we do bring more storm chances back to the forecast on Thursday. Jan, over to you.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Families had a chance to enjoy a great event in Camden yesterday. Check it out. Camden Night Gardens took place at Cooper's Point Waterfront Park. The free event featured music, art, and food. The event was organized by Connect the Lots, a collaboration between the City of Camden and Cooper's Ferry Partnership. Well, kids in Camden are helping to raise awareness about homeless youth. Students from Camden's Charter School Network joined forces with Covenant House, a youth homeless shelter, for the event, and proceeds raised from the sleep out will go to Covenant House.
They supplied us with one box and a piece of cardboard, so we have to use that supplies and try to make a shelter out of the minimal items that they gave us.
So in all, 80 students and 20 chaperones took part. Last year, the children raised more than $50,000. They are hoping to top that this year. Well, just about a month ago now, the world watched as Notre Dame Cathedral burned and its iconic spire toppled to the ground. Firefighters did what they could to contain the fire and save precious relics both inside and out. And now plans are underway to restore the more than 850-year-old cathedral. But what about Philly's most loved landmarks? Are they safe? Eyewitness News reporter Matt Petrillo has the story.
I put them into the circle, the symbol of unity.
The Betsy Ross House in Old City attracts thousands of visitors from around the world.
It's beautiful, and you get a good impression of how the people lived here.
But like the Notre Dame Cathedral that burned in front of the world last month, Betsy Ross's old home also lacks sprinklers.
We do not have a sprinkler system. It would be cost prohibitive to do that.
Still, Director Lisa Acker-Moldler points out the Betsy Ross House has an emergency plan in case of a disaster here. That plan prioritizes what should be saved first, including the building.
The house itself is also considered an artifact, so we would save that if at all possible.
Not far from the Betsy Ross House is the Powell House on South 3rd Street, where George Washington is rumored to have celebrated his 20th wedding anniversary. No sprinklers here either, but it does have a fire alarm system installed just 4 years ago.
It was a very costly system. It costed about $12,000.
How important is having a sprinkler system?
Sprinklers make a huge difference. Of course, the majority of our buildings do not have sprinklers.
Because of that, Philadelphia Fire Commissioner Adam Teal says crews make an effort to know the city's landmarks, including Saints Peter and Paul Basilica, which also mostly lacks sprinklers.
In public buildings, our firefighters do an incredible job of getting out of the neighborhoods and understanding the types of buildings that are in their neighborhoods.
Still, some city landmarks do have sprinklers, like the Museum of Art. Over at Philadelphia City Hall, it has 400 of them, many carefully concealed into its ornate ceilings.
Life loss and the risk is hugely diminished when you have sprinklers in a structure.
And here at Independence Hall, where our founding fathers wrote the Constitution, this priceless landmark has a multi-million-dollar fire suppression system. Plus, photos are kept that show every inch of it in case it have to be rebuilt.
And Independence Hall also has this, a fire station just a few blocks away, believed to be the nation's first all-volunteer fire company. In the Old City, Matt Petrillo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
And there is much more to cover right here on Eyewitness News this Saturday morning. And straight ahead now, we sit down with the reigning Miss Delaware. We will talk about the upcoming pageant to name her successor, plus what the past year has been like since winning the title. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Happening next month now, the new Miss Delaware will be crowned in Lewis. The winner of that pageant will go on to compete in Miss America. And this morning, we are so happy that we're joined by the reigning Miss Delaware, Joanna Wicks, to talk about the competition and what the winning that title rather, has meant for her this past year. So good morning, Joanna. Thanks so much for being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
I think it's really important to start with something a lot of people at home may not realize, is that the Miss America organization is the single largest provider of scholarships to women in the entire world. What has that meant to you and your academic success?
Absolutely. So my story is a little bit different. I just turned 25 this year. So I graduated from the University of Delaware in 2016, and I've been able to use the scholarship money to pay back some of my student loans, which has been amazing. And a lot of young women in our teen pageant as well as our Miss competition all earn scholarship money that they can put towards their tuition, school supplies, or student loans like I did.
That's huge. I know a lot of women have put themselves through school.
Yes.
Because it's not just about a beauty pageant, it's about education. You're a teacher?
Yes, I am.
So what do you do?
High school art. It's the most fun job aside from being Miss Delaware. It's so much fun, and I've tried to encourage a few of my students to participate in the pageant as well.
Funny you should mention art, because I hear your talent is something special. What is that?
My talent was speed painting.
How does that work, speed painting?
It's so much fun. So the Miss America organization gives everybody 90 seconds to do their talent, and I just practice over and over so it almost becomes like muscle memory.
So what did you end up painting then for the competition?
For my local competition, competing for Miss Wilmington, I did a portrait of Frida Kahlo, and then for Miss Delaware and Miss America, I did Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman,
yes.
That's a very good role model there. And we have some video of you on the screen. Of course, it's been a whirlwind year, and you are an advocate for a very important issue. What is that? What have you been talking about?
Yes, my social impact initiative was domestic violence prevention and awareness. I've been a member of the Delaware Coalition Against Domestic Violence for a little over 3 years now, and it's been really great to speak about these issues. Like we mentioned, I am a high school teacher, so I love when I get to speak to younger students about these issues, hopefully before they even enter dating relationships, so they can learn what those warning signs and red flags look like.
What has this last year meant to you?
It's been so amazing just to really speak about my platform and get to travel all over the state and make a difference. And with my talent as well, to be able to show young women who might think that they don't have a Miss America talent, whatever you are passionate about, you can get up there and do that on stage, and a lot of people can really relate to that.
Yeah, you have been a busy young lady, but the work is not done. What's coming up?
This weekend, actually on Sunday, we will crown our new Miss Delaware's Outstanding Teen at Wesley down in Dover, and then June 15th, we'll crown the next Miss Delaware, and you can get tickets for both of those things if you go to missde.org, click on calendar, and both of the links are right there.
What's your advice for young ladies coming up in this organization and maybe wanting to be you someday? What would you tell them?
I would tell them just to be themselves. I know it sounds a little corny, but you really have to be yourself and let your personality shine on stage, and the judges will see that and fall in love with it, and just really get out there and tell people what you care about.
That's amazing. Joanna, thank you so much for being on our show. We want to show you one more time. The Miss Delaware pageant is happening at Cape Henlopen High School. That's in Lewis, Delaware on Saturday, June 15th at 7 p.m. Good luck to all those young ladies. You have some big shoes to fill. Joanna, thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you so much for having me.
And congratulations for a great year.
Thank you.
All right, the Eagles are trading in their footballs for bikes. Crystal.
Well, the music's going, entertainment is going. As you can see, people are making their way to the start line right now. And coming up, we'll introduce you to some people taking part in the Eagles Autism Challenge. Stay tuned.
Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Philadelphia, this is CBS 3 Eyewitness News this morning.
Today is Saturday, May 18th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Carabeo. Let's start you off with the forecast here at 6:30 this morning. Meteorologist Chelsea Ingram is out there on the CBS 3 Skydeck with Eyewitness Weather. How's it feel out there, Chelsea?
It is beautiful outside. I hear the birds chirping. There's a few clouds in the sky, but don't worry. We're going to see a lot of sunshine throughout the day today. Here's where I'm going to be right now. Take a look at this. Ocean City looking all beautiful this morning, and we're going to see a lot of sunshine down there. Perhaps a lot of folks enjoy enjoying, in fact, an early season beach day. But the water's still kind of chilly. It's in the 50s right now, so probably not getting in the water unless you're very brave. Looking at Storm Scan, there's really not a whole lot going on. We will have a better chance to see some activity on Storm Scan heading into Sunday, and that's when we could get some scattered showers and storms developing, but not today. It's looking good. 63 in Philadelphia, 63 in Wilmington, 55 in Allentown, 50 in Mount Pocono. We have 60 in Atlantic City and 63 degrees down in Wildwood. Temperatures are going to be on the rise today. We'll be on our way up into the upper 70s for high temps, perhaps one or two spots getting very close to 80 degrees. Better chance, though, for 80-degree temperatures as we head into Sunday. And that's thanks to winds shifting out of the south and a warm front. So highs in the 70s today. Warm front passes through on Sunday, and as a result, it is going to be a rather hot and summer-like day, rather steamy with some late day showers and storms. I will track those storms for you coming up in just a few minutes, and we'll check in with our weather watchers one last time. Jan, I'll send things back inside to you.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Philadelphia police are investigating a double shooting that has killed a man and injured a woman who was an innocent bystander. Investigators say surveillance video shows 3 men getting out of a black Mercedes station wagon at 8th and Green Streets in Northern Liberties and then started shooting. An innocent woman was sitting outside. She was shot in the leg. A block away, police found a man who they believe was the intended target. He was shot several times and he died at Hahnemann Hospital. A few blocks away now, another woman was shot at 10th and Brown Streets. She is in stable condition after she was shot in the foot. So far, no word on whether these two shootings are connected. Well, someone has been slashing tires and keying cars in West Philadelphia, and now police are trying to figure out who's responsible. 7 vehicles were vandalized Thursday night on South 50th Street, right off Market Street. Many neighbors here didn't even realize the vandalism until they tried to pull out of their parking spots.
It's real frustrating. You know, some people were just getting in their cars and didn't even know. And they went to go pull off and they like, it's flats.
Get up, you think you're going to just go to your car and go to work. And now you might have 1, 2, maybe even 4 tires slashed.
One of the victims just bought their car. Missouri's Republican-led House has passed sweeping legislation that would ban abortions at 8 weeks of pregnancy. It still needs the governor's signature before becoming law. Correspondent Tom Hansen has more on the latest in a wave of anti-abortion bills now sweeping the country.
Missouri's governor pledged to sign the bill, which would put strict new limits on abortions across the state.
I think that's showing Missourians' values, and it's a piece of legislation that will be signed in the near future.
The proposed law passed in the House earlier Friday forbids abortions after 8 weeks of pregnancy. That's generally after a heartbeat can be detected, but possibly before a woman learns she's pregnant.
The government is taking control of our bodies. And where does this stop?
We feel like our rights are being stripped away from us.
The bill would make Missouri one of 5 states that have enacted so-called fetal heartbeat bills this year.
To protect the life of the unborn, to preserve and respect the liberty of those babies who have no voice of their own to say that they want to live.
The bill allows exceptions only in medical emergencies, not in cases of rape or incest. Doctors who violate the law could face up to 15 years in prison.
So if a baby is without organs that are appropriate, you are forced to continue to grow that baby inside of you.
To the women of this state and the women up here, I'm sorry. I'm sorry there aren't enough of us in this chamber to stop this.
The legislation could become one of many potential challenges to the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade ruling, which legalized abortion nationwide in 1973. Tom Hansen for CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Now, earlier this week, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf said he would veto any anti-abortion bill that may come across his desk. Well, the countdown is now on for the demolition of the Martin Tower in Bethlehem. For the past 47 years, the 21-story building has been a towering reminder of our nation's once booming steel industry. Eyewitness News was granted exclusive access inside. Martin Tower is the tallest building in Pennsylvania outside of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, but that will all change tomorrow when the building comes crashing down. You, of course, can be an eyewitness to history. Watch the implosion live Sunday morning on our website, cbsphilly.com. We will also have coverage on our air right here on CBS 3. The Philadelphia Eagles are walking and running and riding, for that matter, to raise awareness and raise money for autism research. They'll have a lot of company, too, when the Eagles Autism Challenge gets underway later this morning. Eyewitness News reporter Crystal Cranmore is live at the link this morning to tell us more about it. Good morning, Crystal.
Good morning, Jan. Well, the music is going, excitement is high, and you can see behind me that people are making their way to the start line right now. You can see people on their bike. The 50-mile bike ride gets underway at 7 o'clock this morning. Let's go ahead and look at some video from last year's race. The weather was raining last year. We're expecting, as Chelsea mentioned, a lot better weather this year, so that's extremely exciting for those taking part in the race today. Now, again, like I mentioned, we have the 50-mile bike ride that starts at 7 o'clock this morning. We have a 30-mile bike ride as well as a 15-mile bike ride. Now, for those who aren't riding, there's a 5K run and walk, and new this year, there's a sensory walk. So there's something here for everybody. Now, last year they raised $2.5 million. This year they raised more than $3 million. So obviously there is growing support. Now, back here live, I have with me my new friend, Mr. Bob Braverman, who's taking part in the 50-mile race. Why are you here today?
Well, I think it's a wonderful cause. It's a great day to ride. I love the fact that this charity, that all the proceeds from today's ride goes toward the charity. I think that that's awesome. And I'm hoping for a great day and a great ride.
Perfect. Now, 50 miles, that's super long. Tell me how you prepared for this day.
Well, I have a Peloton cycle, and I ride almost every day, and I try and get in as many road rides as I can.
Thank you so much, Bob. Well, we wish you luck today. Thank you so much for speaking with us and waking up early. Now, again, Jan, $3 million raised so far, growing support for this event, and we're going to continue to catch up with some of the racers before it gets underway. That's the very latest here at the link. Crystal Cranmore, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
And they will have great weather as well. Thank you. Well, the weather does seem to be cooperating as the 93rd annual Stotesbury Cup Regatta concludes today along the Schuylkill River.
That's right. The regatta brings together the best high school rowers for the world's largest scholastic rowing event. Through the years, it's grown to 31 championship events with more than 5,000 competitors. And I had the chance to speak with one of the organizers and the commodore of the event. Take a look.
The Stotesbury Cup Regatta, the largest high school regatta in the United States and probably in the world. No, definitely in the world. And it's a tradition for over 90 years. Just a wonderful high school event. It's sort of the pinnacle of high school rowing in the United States. Philadelphia's been the host since it was founded. Mm-hmm. And as we talked a little bit, the idea for this, the name of the Stotesbury Cup is derived from Edwin T. Stotesbury awarding the cup for the first Stotesbury Cup Regatta, and that's for the boys' championship 8. So, and it's a great cup. You have to see it sometime, and it's the crews get to take the cup home. So, but the event is just a great event. We have dozens of boats in every category. Some events have over 90 boats competing. So 17 states, crews from Canada come here. So it's really quite something.
Yeah, really cool stuff. And what I find so interesting, Jan, is that cup that was first given out in, I think the 1920s is still the same cup that is given out each and every year. Wow. So the school gets to keep it for a year. It's like the Lombardi trophy. They get their name on it and then they have to give it back.
Yeah, that's cool. A lot of history.
It's really cool stuff. Good luck to everyone today in the finals.
Absolutely. And every time I see the athletes on the water, I know it's warming up. And that means, of course, summer is right around the corner and we are ready for summer here at CBS 3. And guess what? We're announcing our 15 Summerfest locations for 2019. Here they are. Take a look. Ocean City, the Main Line, Chestnut Hill, Norristown, Chester County.
And then we're heading to Collingswood, Long Beach Island, the Wildwoods, Reading, and of course, Philadelphia.
Come August, we'll be traveling to Rehoboth Beach. That's one of my faves, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Mount Laurel, Newtown, King of Prussia, and Valley Forge, and finally, Stone Harbor. And for a full list of the locations and information on all of our stops this summer, head right on over to cbsphilly.com. You'll probably be out there sometime, Chelsea.
Oh, I'm sure. I hope I am.
Right?
Summerfest is the best.
Right, soaking up the sun, watching the waves. All right, Chelsea, we'll get your full forecast in just a few minutes. Thank you. And as we get closer to the Philadelphia mayoral primary, one of the issues voters are thinking about is the city's controversial sweetened beverage tax. And just in time. Researchers at Penn Medicine are releasing the findings of a new study into the effects of the tax. We'll share the results. Plus, Victoria Whittle finds a culinary gem inside a New Jersey arboretum and sculpture garden. Coming up, she will take us there. What's served on the plate? It's really interesting. We'll be right back. Back now on Eyewitness News, the controversial Philadelphia soda tax has reduced sales of sweetened drinks in the city. That's according to a new study from Penn Medicine. Health reporter Stephanie Stahl has more on the report.
83 million fewer cans of sugary soda sold in Philadelphia 1 year after the tax was added to sweetened beverages. That's according to a new study from Penn Medicine.
Really great news for public health.
Christine Roberto was part of the research team at Penn. Health outcomes were not measured specifically in the new study, but she says sweetened drinks have contributed to the obesity epidemic and several other health problems like heart disease and diabetes.
Sweetened beverage tax in Philadelphia led to a 51% drop in tax beverage sales in the city, but we see that some people did cross the city line to buy those drinks and avoid the tax, about 13%.
It ends up being a 38% drop in soda sales from nearly 300 supermarkets in and around Philadelphia.
The sales of these sodas has gone down. How do you know if consumption has gone down?
Yeah, so we can't be perfectly sure, but the reduction is so large, it's hard to imagine that it doesn't translate a lot into what people are actually putting in their mouth at the end of the day.
The soda tax has generated more than $130 million for free preschool programs in the city, but opponents say the tax has had a negative economic impact. A statement from the American Beverage Association says, in part, this latest study verifies why a majority of Philadelphians want this tax repealed. It has caused punishing price hikes that have hurt working families and sent shoppers to stores outside the city. As a result, we've seen local businesses close and employees lose jobs. Taxes on common grocery items like beverages have never really improved public health.
But the Penn researchers say they found no impact on unemployment rates. The study was funded by Michael Bloomberg, who supports anti-obesity efforts, including taxes on sodas. I'm Stephanie Stahl, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
6:45 now. There's a lot coming up on CBS This Morning Saturday. Anthony Mason and Dana Jacobson join us live from New York with a preview. Good morning, guys.
Hey, Jan, good morning. Coming up, we will have all this morning's headlines.
Plus, Americans' student loan debt is now more than $1 trillion and rising. We'll look at how the 2020 candidates are planning to tackle an issue that affects so many Americans.
So true. Plus, heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder puts his title on the line tonight. Now, he's one of the most punishing boxers in the sport, but we're going to introduce you to his softer, perhaps unexpected persona outside the ring.
That's a great picture. All that plus your eye opener, the dish, and music in our Saturday session just ahead on CBS This Morning Saturday.
It all looks great. And Anthony, we are super excited for you. Looking forward to seeing you on Monday.
I'm super excited.
Monday. Yay.
Ding, ding, ding. I heard the alarm already.
I know.
No, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. We'll see you at 7.
See you soon.
Sure. Yeah. All right, back here at home now and turning to the forecast. I know we all love Anthony so much. Can't wait to see him with Gail and Tony as well at the big desk.
Oh, yeah.
But for now, the forecast in our neck of the woods, Chelsea.
Yeah, it's looking good, Jan. I mean, we're talking lots of sunshine. This is the Saturday that we've all been waiting for, and it's so well deserved. Temperatures right now, we have a lot more weather watchers awake than we did last hour, I think. Some 50s, some 60s out there, so we'll click on a few. We have 57 degrees. This is from our weather watcher, Lou. He's always sending in the most updated information. 57 degrees, and that's out of Eagleville. And he said Chasecation starts today. Woohoo! So he's a storm chaser, you guys. It's pretty serious, pretty cool. He actually tweets us a lot of cool pics, so I'll have to make sure I retweet them for you guys to see as well. Here's a couple pics sent him from Phil. Check out that sunrise. I could never take a picture like this. I don't know. He's just like got an eye for it. Always such beautiful pictures, Phil. And he took this yesterday at the Stotesbury Cup Regatta. I was there too. I mean, these high schoolers work so hard. They wake up so early, and then it is intense as they do these races. They give it their all. And then once they do the time trials, then they got to do the semis. Once they do the semis, they got to do the finals. Finals are today, and the weather is looking great for that. Let's take you right now to a live look. Here we go. Ocean City looking beautiful, checking out the boards. Lots of people walking up and down the boards this morning, enjoying the weather. Now, there are some clouds, especially along some of our shore points, but not to worry. We'll get a lot of sunshine as we head into the afternoon. The clouds a little bit closer to the frontal boundary that has made its way to our south. So 61 right now in Millville. It's 62 in Atlantic City, 64 in Wildwood. We have 63 degrees currently in the city. We like to zoom you in to show you all the spots like Willow Grove at 55, 55 in Doylestown, 61 in Palmyra. It's 58, by the way, in Mount Holly, and we're in the 50s in Pottstown as well. Wind direction coming in out of the north and northwest. We like when that happens this time of year because that means it keeps temperatures in the air very comfortable. So we're looking at 70s today. Humidity is not going to be too bad, but fast forward in time, and I mean into Sunday, we start to see an uptick in those numbers. Start to see the numbers creeping up into the 60s by Sunday afternoon. And then, oh my goodness, even close to 70 degrees. So when that happens, it is going to feel rather steamy out there. You get past that 65 degree mark for those dew points, that's when it really does start to feel steamy and sticky and uncomfortable. And of course, we aren't used to that, but we'll have to kind of adapt our bodies as summer draws closer and closer. I'm excited about it, but I know some folks were saying yesterday even felt a little steamy. Storm scan shows not too much going on, though we do have a little bit in the way of cloud cover in spots. Not to worry though, high pressure will bring us some beautiful weather throughout the day today. It's going to really push offshore as we head into Sunday, and as that happens, that'll shift our winds more out of the south because high pressure spins clockwise, so we get those southerly winds heading into Sunday. Warm front is going to spark off a couple of showers and storms, mainly later in the day. The warm front lifts north on Sunday. Therefore, as a result, we get 80s and some late day storms around. So let's track those for you. I think a lot of your Sunday will end up being salvageable. So maybe if there's a soccer game or something like that, it looks dry during the first part of the day. It's not going to be until after about 6 o'clock where we start to see some of these scattered showers and storms. Best chance for places like South Jersey, probably after about 9 p.m. and then they'll continue and then eventually wane just after midnight, and then it turns rather quiet for Monday morning, and then once again another chance for storms. Spring perfection today though. Look for a high of 78 degrees down the shore, talking 70s in the forecast. Early season beach day. Oh yeah, I think so, but the water temperature, I think not, because it's in the 50s right now. So maybe just work on the tan, of course, with the sunscreen. Your 7-day forecast. So we're in the 80s on Sunday and Monday, and then back into the 70s. A very beautiful day in store on Tuesday, not quite as humid, and sun and clouds Wednesday with a high of 75. Jan?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Grounds for Sculpture is a 42-acre sculpture park, museum, and arboretum all in one, located in Hamilton, New Jersey. And nestled within it is a restaurant with spectacular views and a menu that'll please your palate. In this Taste with Tori, Vittori Whittle takes us to Rats.
Artist Seward Johnson once said, "If we open our eyes, life is marvelous. And on any perfect day, clearly there's no place like Rats." Located within the art oasis that is Grounds for Sculpture in Hamilton, New Jersey, here is where inspiration from Mother Nature and meticulously placed artistic marvels enhance your experience at this casually elegant French bistro.
You always like when people find something new or are surprised by something they just took a bite of or saw outside. You know, it's fun. That's the fun of it.
From Monet's bridge to the mosaic tiles and cobalt blue Bonnet oven in the kitchen, it's all surprising, just like the name. But founding visionary Seward Johnson thought Rats told the story of just how over-the-top this destination would be.
Seward Johnson, his favorite book was The Wind in the Willows. There was a character in the book called Ratty, who was known for throwing these extravagant lifestyle parties, and he said, "I'm calling it Rats." So everybody said, "Nice, Rats."
And it's Rats that places you right in the party, complete with tasty plates aplenty.
I have enough saliva in my mouth to fill that pond.
Like sweet pea tartine,
You breathe in all these beautiful springtime flavors, that preserved lemon, that citrus note there. You're getting the sweetness and snappiness from the peas. That cheese just adds this perfect schmear. The sun's beating on you. Like, we couldn't have painted a better start to this.
Seared scallops.
Smoky, bacony flavor, perfect seared, crispy top of the scallop. There's a crunch of the pistachios in there, more citrus, slight sweetness, slight saltiness. Everything's just brighter right here in this spot.
And succulent duck breast.
With the flakes of salt. Okay, duck fat and salt. I'm in love. Farro is the perfect bed for this entire dish. It's tender, it adds an earthiness. The pieces of cherry that you're getting in your mouth with the duck on top, splish splash, take it back in my mouth. The entire Rats experience is an absolute masterpiece. Look at it.
Victoria Woodall, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
So you're probably wondering who this beautiful woman is right here. She's Miss Delaware, Joanna Wicks, and we figured, you know, maybe she could get a little practice in before next month on crowning her successor. So why not Jan Carabeo for a little practice?
Oh my goodness.
So the winner is of Miss Delaware 2019 is Jan Carabeo. Oh, Jan, you've always wanted a crown.
Well, you know.
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
See, often when
Jan.
people call me a princess, it's not for good reasons.
Well, now
they're making fun of me.
Now you are a true princess.
Look at that. Oh, and
beautiful.
It looks done.
Yes.
Perfectly done.
You're totally ready.
I'm ready.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Have a good day, guys.